Welcome, everybody, to the That Kind of Nerd podcast. I am CJ Mellon.
I am Brian Thornton.
And I am Josh Burns.
Welcome to our show. This episode of the That Kind of Nerd podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Audible.com offers over 180,000 audiobooks for you to choose from. Everything from sci-fi, action-adventure, biography, science, whatever you want. They've got a book for it. And what's great is for listeners of the That Kind of Nerd podcast, not only do you get a free audiobook, but you also get a free 30-day trial. All you have to do is go to audibletrial.com/thatkindofnerd. That's audibletrial.com/thatkindofnerd. Not only do you get to listen to a free audiobook, but in case the book that you get isn't the one that you like, you can actually swap it out, no questions asked. So find the perfect book for you. It's perfect for the off days when That Kind of Nerd podcast isn't up and running. You can listen to an amazing audiobook. That's audibletrial.com/thatkindofnerd. Thank you for supporting the show. How are you guys? You doing okay?
Lovely. Thanks for asking.
Just wonderful now that I see your digitized face.
Matt, you made it weird. Why did you have to make it weird?
That's what I do.
Now, Josh, I have to ask for clarification. After we had Jeff on the show last week, I saw you were drinking a glass of wine. I assume that is not $8 wine.
It is not $8 wine.
It's of a.
It is not much more than $8 wine, but it is not.
It's not $8 wine. Okay.
No, I've discovered the wonders of black box Cabernet. It's delicious. Everyone should try it.
You told us that. That's the fancy box wine, right?
Fancy, yeah. 4 out of 5 sommeliers recommend it.
What?
I don't really know.
But what happened to the 5th? Where's the Trident commercial explaining that?
He's with the dentist.
He's with the 5th dentist from Trident. They're just hanging out going, we got him. We only got 4 out of 5. Much like our iTunes rating. That's not true. We're 5 out of 5 right now. Anyway, so real quick, we have to acknowledge something that that occurred in the world of technology the other day, and that is Apple's new iPhone. And we're not going to spend a billion hours on this, and it's not a focal point for conversation, but we definitely want to acknowledge it. What are your guys' impression of the device or the press conference? Because I know, Josh, you probably hate everyone that presented anything.
I really I can't figure out how these guys who are so intelligent, so eloquent. Tim Cook, when writing, is very eloquent. But these guys, the presentation I can't do it. I can't. Craig Federighi, epic means long. It means long. And I should point out to Apple as well that the word epic means long. It doesn't mean really anything but long. So I have an issue with you saying that the new iPad is epic. It is a larger machine. But the iPad Pro, I wouldn't use the word epic to describe anything.
What was your best thing of show? What was best of show on that from the 3 products that they announced?
I was absolutely blown away by the new guts of the 6S and the 6S Plus, the 3D touch that they're calling it, the gestures and things that make my life simpler, the things that I have to access quickly. Those glances are huge advantage for me. And iOS 9, again, making life simpler, the new camera, new 4K capability. It's an awesome device.
That's something that I was impressed about too, was like some of the stuff that's in the phone, but it's not my best of show. What about you, Brian? What was your bigger takeaway from that?
Well, I didn't watch it because I realized that after watching WWDC that if I watched an entire Apple press conference again, I might shoot myself. So I just caught the highlights online and, on Reddit and all the other stuff. And I mean, I'm really excited, honestly, for the Apple TV. I think you are on the same page as me, CJ. I think the Apple TV probably was the best. I mean, the iPhone has some really cool upgrades and everything, and I'll get one. But the Apple TV is something that we've been waiting for a while now.
I have 2 Apple TVs in my home. Right now they're not quite app driven the way that they're designing it to be, but I get it. It's integrating the home entertainment. That's cool. I just think the first iteration of this new app driven Apple TV is probably going to be a little bit of a shit show.
Well, the thing that got me was the week that we recorded with Jeff, Josh. I sat there and said, hey, wouldn't it be great if there was a website or something that you could go to tell the television show, and it'll tell you where you could stream it, and then Apple does that on the Apple TV. It tells you if it's iTunes, Netflix, Hulu. Showtime,
because
HBO.
you know why they're in your. Have you seen the movie Antitrust with Ryan Phillippe?
Yes.
They're everywhere, right? They're everywhere. They're listening all the time. And
I copyrighted it on the show. Then I don't understand.
I'm pretty sure they had it.
I expressly said.
That wasn't there was there's something else that really hit me hard. You know what it was, and I need to figure out the legality about this, but when I die and you all come to see me off at the wake, I need Johnny Ives' voice retelling the story of my life.
Did you see there was
Can I have that?
There was a Johnny Ives soundboard that went up online where you can
Was it taken down quickly? Because I didn't.
It's still around if you surf hard enough. But yeah, the lawyers of Apple and Johnny Ive himself came out and were like, stop this, like, immediately.
I every time I hear him speak, I just go, I'm in a happy place. Everybody needs to just. He's unbelievable.
If ever I feel afraid, I hear my Johnny Ive.
Yeah, true story.
But yeah, for me, Apple TV was the big takeaway for that because we've been talking about how digital streaming and the way that you're viewing TV is changing so much, and it was so cool to see the level of integration, not only just with the remote and gestures and things moving around, and now it's a lot easier. I mean, if you use an Apple TV remote right now, you know that thing's a piece of shit. And this is a lot better. No more do we have to deal with line of sight. So my Apple TV is tucked behind my TV right now. If I want to, use the remote, I got to pull out the phone. It's going to be a lot cooler. I thought the casual gaming is pretty easy too. So I was pretty excited.
Wait a minute. Why at this point aren't you using the remote app on your phone and controlling it through Wi-Fi?
I try not to burden my Wi-Fi with anything because I don't have good Wi-Fi. And sometimes I like the physical remote. So it's, I don't know. Sometimes I do.
That's not good.
He doesn't want to burden his Wi-Fi.
But there's also people who have
video and
their
audio via recording equipment. Just saying.
There's also people who have their Apple TVs like behind a glass or in an entertainment center, and they kind of want it closed off, and now you have to peek it out. You don't have to do that anymore. It's Bluetooth. Yay. Anyway, I just thought it was great. Anywho, I think my biggest dud, the thing that I didn't like at all, was the new iPad to me really is great for like 8 people. It's great for like one subsect of an industry, which is anyone who does anything for graphics design or drawing who does it mobilely, who doesn't have like a whole home studio set up. Other than that, I'm like, you made a really big iPad and the Apple Pencil, which I get why you had to make this thing, but like, there's 25 people out of 100 that are ever going to even look at it, and then 4 out of 100 are going to buy it.
Yeah, I have no desire to do anything with the iPad Pro. I have I'm getting rid of my iPad Air because I don't need that big a touchscreen device anymore. I have a mini and I have a 6 Plus. And between those two devices, I can accomplish everything. And then for the rest, there's my MacBook Air and my iMac at home. So I don't really need that middle piece anymore.
When they said iPad Pro, I was thinking something more like a Surface, where it's like kind of running iOS, kind of running OS 10.
Mac OS?
Yeah, and I was like, all right, that's a Pro. And then it's just really big, and it now works with this pen. I'm like, okay, I don't. That's my Tim Cook impression, by the way. I wasn't wowed. So.
All right, good. Well, no, I'm with you. I think that Apple did a few things really well, and I think that there's some stuff that could probably go like stay on the drawing board a little bit longer. But it's going to sell because it's Apple, and that's what happens.
I thought having Microsoft on stage too was like, did you hear no one like said anything like, and we brought up these guys for productivity, Microsoft, and everyone's like, say what? And they're like, yeah, Microsoft. I'm like, really? Are you sure? Are you positive?
After they bashed them the past 3 keynotes? Like
guys, it's just a demo office. It's a demo office.
But like no one breathed. It was hilarious. You could literally hear someone fart in that auditorium at that moment if it happened.
The saying is a pin drop.
I'm not classy, Brian.
I do want to address the other thing that I thought was cool was the move to iOS.
Oh yeah. The Android app that they made.
Because it's the neighborly thing to do,
right?
Right. So it's available on the Google Play Store. Everybody who switches over to Apple just goes through that app, which I think is funny and cool. And makes the switch easier. Not that many people are switching at this point. You pretty much know which way you're going.
You're pretty in. So anyway, I thought we would just share a couple minutes of our time just to talk about it. But I want to move on to bigger and better things. And when we're talking about bigger and better things, fall TV coming up. Brian was nice enough to again put together a list of some new shows, some returning shows that are coming onto your tiny screen or big screen, depending on how nice of a television you have. And I envy you people with anything larger than a 48-inch. And man,
don't hate the player, hate the game, man.
You had to take this list down.
I had it up to like over 30 and I had to pare it down. Yeah.
It's ridiculous the amount of stuff. And what's funny is, okay, last time we're going to mention this. Tim Cook said that we are in the golden age of television, and holy crap, is he right looking at this list. Just shows that are coming back just for the fall. It's amazing. So I wanted to run through some of them and, kind of want to talk a little bit about, our impressions of them, or if, you've heard of anything from them. And, Brian, I kind of want you to lead the way if you could possibly. Just kind of guide us through your list a little bit. And
You want me to just work down the list, or you want me to just pick out a couple?
Yeah, let's work down the list and skip what we skip. Kind of like when we do movies.
All right, sure. I like I said, I had over 30 shows on this list, and I had to cut some, and I had to, make some really difficult decisions and reevaluate my life. But I got it down to these like 24 between new and returning shows. So when we're talking about new shows, something I'm really excited for is Ash vs. Evil Dead, premiering on the Starz Network. So any fan of the Evil Dead series is super excited for this. I'm super excited for this.
Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell is always fun, always hilarious, and back in the role that made him who he is. So I'm stoked. Josh will not see it because it's zombies, but CJ, I know you probably will watch this.
I think we talked about this before. I've never actually seen Evil Dead.
Yeah, shame on you.
I know, and then we talked about this, but I love Bruce Campbell, and this is either online or offline, and then we talked about a video game.
What would you say if someone said to you that they hadn't seen Evil Dead 2 yet? Would you get the impression that they wanted to see it?
Yeah, like I'm going to now watch it in preparation for this.
I know, I get it, but you missed the reference. It's okay, CJ. Not everybody can pull out high fidelity quotes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
All right.
Anywho.
I forgive you. I don't forgive Evil Dead.
One of these days, I'm going to find some zombie movie that I'll make you watch.
He's not going to ever.
I watched World War Z.
I played fantasy football once. You can watch a zombie film.
You played in a league that was free. You like auto drafted. And didn't do anything.
Still don't hear. All I hear is I played fantasy football once, Josh. That's all I hear.
You didn't, because I'm the one that made the roster adjustments. And
I picked up that clever name. That's all the work right there. All the work right there. Getting your league name right. Jesus. Anywho. Anyone who's a fan of Evil Dead or who is a fan of Bruce Campbell, I mean, this kind of like the Kevin Smith thing. They're going to watch it. Yeah. It's on Starz, right? So this is on like network, so they can kind of get away with some more risque stuff. It's not prime time.
It's going to be on Starz. So you have to have the paid channels or whatever other nefarious deeds you do to get that kind of viewing to know where to watch this. So we don't have to hear Josh bellyache about zombies for a little bit. Let's move on to somebody that Josh does like, which is Neil Patrick Harris.
Yay!
And his new show, Best Time Ever. And honestly, the show looks like a lot of fun. It's just pranks and musicals and stunts and whatever. It's Neil Patrick Harris. I'm going to watch it.
This looks like they kind of grabbed a camera crew and was like, hey, can we just follow you around for a month? This sounds like what his stuff is like.
Just do stuff.
Featuring prank skits, stunts, musical numbers, and more. That sounds like Neil Patrick Harris wakes up, does the chorus line number, then goes, finds all his famous friends, pulls their pants down, and then sits down and has a skit about it. That's what this sounds like. And you know what? I'm in love with it. I think that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he's always entertaining. So I'm definitely going to give it a shot when it premieres in the next 2 weeks here. So
you know what? Go ahead. I'm actually excited to see it because he seems to be incredibly genuine. Like when he's doing stuff where he's unscripted, unprompted is somehow how we see the best of him. I don't know why I feel that way. I just do.
And he's a certified magician. So I'm expecting some tricks.
Legitimately, he's a crazy magician.
He's like the head of like the magicians like order or whatever they call themselves.
Is David Blaine, who does stuff, stares at you and then makes you question your
actual
existence?
Magic tricks.
There's a magic society out in California, and he is the president of it. And it's a place that's so swanky that if you do not meet their dress code, you do not get entry. And you also have to know like secret knocks, and you have to have an invitation. Like it's crazy level of stuff. But yeah, I agree with you, Brian. He needs to do some magic on this. But I'm so excited for this. This looks so cool. It's going to be on NBC. It's a 1 hour show, and what's cool about it too, it's also live.
Yeah.
So shit's going to hit the fan sometime, and there's going to be stuff they're just going to have to deal with, and that's going to be half the fun. Is watching someone quick on their feet like NPH react to stuff happening.
Yeah, I mean, Smurfs didn't really showcase that very much.
I don't know what you're talking about. That movie never occurred.
All right, so next on the list, on FX, I have The Bastard Executioner coming out. And you're giving that weird look. If you're into like the Game of Thrones like era and like medieval or like that show Vikings, this is something that's up your alley. It's
all right, but it's Kurt Sutter, and I'm not sure you can come off shows like The Shield and Sons of Anarchy and go right into this and it be any good.
I'm willing to give it a shot.
I don't know what this show's about.
It's about a bastard executioner.
Like every time the previews
It's right in the name.
It's about an executioner who is a bastard,
or is he
and
executing bastards, and he is the executioner of bastards.
Oh, you added another
Why'd you
layer.
gotta take
He
it there?
executes the bastards.
The promo reel for this is like one day he's sitting there with his family and he's laughing, and then they pan across and like something obstructs your view, and then they come back to the same table and it's all empty and void, and he's just holding a sword. You're like, okay, what the hell is that about? Then he's like chopping down wood, and next thing you know, he's chopping someone's head off. And I'm like, what are you doing?
So it's not, I didn't see it on the list, but the dude who played Clay Morrow, Hellboy, what's his, Ron Perlman.
He's got that
He's
Amazon
got
show coming out.
Hand of God, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know it has nothing to do with the list or the bastards or the executioners.
You just want to save the Sons of Anarchy family from
Right,
this show.
right. I think that may have a chance to be better than the Bastard Executioner. Not only because it's on Amazon, but also, I don't know. I like Ron Perlman. I think he's going to do a decent job.
Well, next up is something that Josh actually brought our attention to, is that Blind Spot show on NBC that's coming out.
Yep.
And I think it's going to be cool.
I was excited at first when we first saw this, and then I rewatched this again, and I don't care at all.
It's like
I just watched Memento on the plane like yesterday.
We've met,
right?
yeah.
And I was blown away by the concept. This is kind of like,
wait, was that your first time seeing Memento?
Yeah, believe it or not.
Oh my
On a
god,
plane?
dude! So good.
All right.
So
All right, continue.
It was on my phone.
Yeah, no. I mean, like that's the perfect place to watch it. You can't focus on anything else but the movie.
Right, but the
That's a
movie.
good
Right,
idea.
I actually blinked once and I went, wait a minute, did I just see that? Did that
Yeah, it's one of those movies.
Yeah, it's exactly
Yeah,
that.
and
It's one of also the only movies that Christopher Nolan has ever done a director commentary for.
It was very cool. But the reason that I thought about it this way is because you guys told me that this was kind of like that. Also, when you fuse sort of the Jason Bourne thing into she's hot and has crazy tattoos, that's nice.
I feel like they're trying to take the Blacklist, because this is NBC, and it's kind of had the same tone as the Blacklist, that this isn't going to be like your normal primetime show, and take a little bit of Memento and then put maybe Homeland in there and try to figure it out. I'm like, you're combining way too many genres into one thing, and I don't know any people who are in this show. No face looks familiar. I don't know if I can.
You should know the main girl. What's her name? Jamie Alexander. She's Lady Sif in Thor.
Okay, great. She's
also been in a bunch of other stuff, but that's the main thing I know.
But I mean, like, she wasn't like huge in Thor. She was in Thor.
I'm just saying. You say she doesn't look familiar. I just proved you wrong. Deal with it.
Hope to be pleasantly surprised, but this is not something I'm going to crowd my DVR with.
I already said it for my DVR. All right, so the next show, because I noticed a very lack of comedies in here besides Neil Patrick Harris, I decided to throw this one on here because Patrick Warburton is probably one of the funniest people I've seen in a long time. He's got this new show called Crowded coming in on NBC. Just a couple of parents trying to deal with life of the empty nest here, and their two adult daughters decide that they want to move back in. I think it might be one of those kind of hidden Big Bang Theory gems
This is going to be canceled by episode.
I was going to
4.
say this should be called Millennials. Like this is not going to go well for anybody.
Dude, look, it's got iCarly in it.
You leave her alone.
And it's got the really annoying supporting actress from True Blood, the waitress.
No, I've never seen all of True Blood.
Have you seen the first episode?
I've seen the first 2 seasons, but it didn't make that much
So
of
the
an
redhead,
impression.
the annoying one.
Okay.
She's like a lead cat. She's Putty's wife.
It's great that you call him Putty.
Well, what else would I... The Tick.
His name
She's
is,
the Tick's wife.
Or Patrick Warburton, because that's his name.
Or Joe from
He's a name?
Joe from Family Guy.
Joe's wife, Bonnie.
Right. Anyway.
All right, moving on, because obviously Josh is not impressed with this.
You've been canceled. I want to... Look, I'm sorry to shit on you, NBC, but I got to get to the next show.
Yes,
Yes.
this is pretty awesome.
DC Legends of Tomorrow premieres a little bit later in the fall, but I'm super excited for this.
And we've talked about this before. This is the show that's splitting off from Flash and Arrow?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Rory is a Time Lord.
Yes, Rory is a Time Lord.
Rory plays Rip Hunter, Time Lord extraordinaire.
But it's a culmination of everything that's been building from Flash and Arrow to where you have some of the recurring characters, some of the villains. I think it's really cool. Plus, if it got greenlit this quickly,
right?
I mean, they're throwing some money at it.
Hell yeah, they are. And
I'm excited.
I wonder if the CW can make any DC show without a Doctor Who connection now. Is that possible? Can they do that?
What Doctor Who connection is there in Flash? Yeah,
Flash came out of Arrow. Arrow therefore has two members of Doctor Who. So we just take one of them when we throw it into
but
Flash.
That you can't do that. That's not how it works.
I just did.
But that's not how it works.
But I just did.
So again, I proved you wrong, and then you just don't want to admit it. Okay.
Sure. Okay. Fine.
Moving on.
It's not how it works.
That's not how it works. Just go cry in the corner for a little bit, CJ. We'll move on to the next show.
All very excited. DC Legends of Tomorrow. I think it's going to be pretty cool. Again,
wait, are you going to watch it live on the CW?
Nope. We'll not watch anything on the CW. We'll watch it on Hulu.
The week after, because CW doesn't see that.
Not going to do it. I probably won't watch the week after. I'll probably let it go like 8 weeks and then watch it.
You can't let it go 8 weeks. Hulu loses it after 5.
5 weeks.
Okay.
Who died and made you Hulu boss?
I'm just saying. Hulu only does 5 episodes at a time for CW.
All right.
He's right.
Anyway.
I'm excited for the next show that's on the list, actually.
Yes, I'm going to let you talk about this. The Grinder.
Oh, so The Grinder. This is pretty cool. So it's Rob Lowe, and then you have Fred Savage?
Correct.
Yeah.
All right,
Fred
cool.
Savage.
I always get the Savages mixed up.
The Wonder Years, not Boy Meets World.
Right, exactly. Rob Lowe.
How do you mess those two up?
Just my name is 2 letters long. Are you surprised?
Like
I get
every
anyone else's
other
name wrong?
episode where you're like, oh my god, the Wonder Years.
One guy gave you the feels,
They
when you were
both
young,
gave me
and
the feels when I was young.
The other guy's weird.
Wow.
They both gave me the feels. Anywho, Rob Lowe plays a fake lawyer on TV who decides that he wants to move back to his home small town and, start being a real lawyer. And since life doesn't work that way, he needs Mr. Savage to help him out. It basically just pulls a bunch of shenanigans and the fact that, Fred Savage is like, I am the real lawyer. Shut up and let me be a lawyer.
They're brothers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, I think it looks hilarious. I cannot wait to just pee my pants thanks to Fox.
Anything but Rob Lowe, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. That's my thing too, especially after Parks and Rec.
After Parks and Rec,
Yep.
you have to
him
give
in a
it to him.
comedy. I think he can pull it off really well. So I'm excited for it.
Yep.
So next up, we talked about this already a little bit, so I don't want to spend too much time on this. But Heroes Reborn, it's technically a new show. It's not a returning show because it's a reimagining. Okay. Reimagining of the old Heroes show. We have Zachary Levi.
Hold on. Are we not going to acknowledge that at all?
No, we're
Are
just
we
going
to move on?
No, we're just going to move past it.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure. I just want to know.
Zachary Levi of Chuck fame is in it. As well as some of our favorite heroes from the original series. I'm really excited for this. I actually started rewatching the original series in preparation. I think this is going to be really good, and hopefully they don't screw it up like they did last time.
Heroes
Super
stopped after
excited
season
for it.
2, so I don't know what this show is.
Whatever, dude.
So I know Josh is excited. CJ, you're going to watch this, right?
No, I'm not going to watch this.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I'm not.
You're not going to watch Heroes?
I'm not going to watch Heroes. Heroes stopped after season 2. I don't know what you guys are talking
Yeah,
about.
but
Just like there's no
this is still
9th season of Scrubs.
Right, but that's different. This is a new
Oh, a whole new show. Oh, okay.
Whole new
Just
show.
like Series 9 is kind of really a new show.
series
And we're not
9
going
of
to
what?
acknowledge it. Exactly. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm not going to watch Heroes.
You're.
Okay.
I don't want to call you an idiot, but you're.
That's
an
fine.
idiot.
Not going to watch it.
All right.
Next up is actually another one that's going to be canceled after 4 episodes.
You know
Really?
what?
You
And that
think so?
sucks because I think
And
this is
I'm
going to be
sad.
great.
I'm sad about it.
So
I'm sad
this is
about it.
it's Limitless for those who cannot see what I'm looking at.
I know why you think it's going to be canceled. It's CBS. They don't know how to manage things. You're right. Okay.
CBS, and it has Dexter lady in there.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
She is god awful.
So I'm sorry if we were talking over each other. We're talking about Limitless, which is based off of the 2011 movie with Bradley Cooper. And what's really nice about this, and maybe why they'll get to 4 episodes, Josh, is that Bradley Cooper is going to be in this for a little bit, kind of peppering out throughout the series. It looks like
He'd kind of have to be.
right. You can't just jump into no names and crappy people from one of the worst finales in the history of television. And expect just to carry a show. But I am excited for this because this show looks great. I loved Limitless, the movie, and I think the approach that they're taking for the television show is so unique that it's. I hope it's a sleeper.
It's not unique though. It's like the exact same.
It's the same story, just in 24 episodes.
It's the same story as 3 other shows.
But they're taking this 2-hour
Person with abilities helps the FBI.
and making it a whole series. I thought that's a
Person with abilities helps the FBI.
Fine.
We are
Okay.
That's the
beating
story.
CJ up today.
It
I
happens.
kind of love it. Let's continue. Yeah,
gonna see me
and by the way,
crying
your
at the
hair
end
looks
of
funny
this.
tonight, CJ. Anyway,
Thanks.
I don't want to hear.
Wow, I
your
wasn't
excuses.
being mean.
Jeez. I can just edit all this out if you really want to. It's not a problem for me.
You won't.
I am in control of all this.
You won't.
I will now put inappropriate sounds of like Josh's in whenever the hell I want, because that's what I do. I'm going to edit all that out too. So
Sure,
they'll never hear it. They'll never hear it.
Yeah, when I'm listening to it a couple days from now, I'll remember this.
So the next show on the list is Lucifer from
Yes.
Fox.
So I'm really excited about this. What sucks is that the show is the show is based off of a comic book that actually spun out of Constantine, and Constantine has been canceled, which makes me sad. But this show looks really cool. It's pretty much Lucifer, the angel of darkness, has decided he doesn't want to be the angel of darkness anymore, and he's going to go live in LA and have fun and just do things. And he has a way with people where like people just tell them all their deepest, darkest secrets. And he actually has somebody die in his arms, and he decides he's going to use that ability to try and track down the people who killed her and bring some justice to them. Meanwhile, you have the whole demons thing saying, hey, you need to come back to hell. There's a whole supernatural element. I think it's going to be cool.
This sounds like way too much going on for one series.
I think it's going to be cool.
For Fox.
For Fox,
Sounds like it's
that's
too
a
much for
lot
Fox.
going on.
That's
for
my
Fox.
only worry is that Fox doesn't know a good thing when they have it, and they'll probably cancel it
This
after
sounds
13
like
episodes.
a Netflix.
Yeah,
series.
I would watch the shit out of this. And this sounds like Fox is going to be like, listen, we canceled Constantine, but we put already so much money into this thing. We've got to air at least 8 episodes of it.
CJ, I got to tell you, you're wrong again. Constantine was on NBC.
What is up? As I'm scrolling down this list, what is up with all these spin-offs?
Yeah, Minority Report is also coming out.
Right. Why?
I think we've already talked about how Hollywood just can't do their own thing, so they've got to grab other things that you love and redo them.
Yeah, it's like Laura's prime complaint. About
Right.
everything.
It's true though.
My thing about Minority Report is that story is fine and it ended and that was it. I don't know how this is going to be.
We've found another hive mind.
Well, the idea is that
we forgot all the lessons we learned.
Yeah, and we're just going to use it for our benefit again.
Hold on. This isn't taking place in New York this time. This one is taking place in LA, and there's a time delay, so we haven't heard about the events that happened in the first
The
Minority
entire
Report.
series takes place 3 hours before the
That's
end of
all it is.
Minority Report.
Hey guys, scrap the program, but we're gonna make it 24 and elongate it out for an entire season.
I don't know. I mean, I'm going to check it out. I'll watch the first episode or two. If it doesn't do anything for me
See,
in that, I'll
I
probably
can't
drop it.
watch this show because I know I'm gonna think it's so cool, and then I'm just gonna cry when it's canceled, and I can't have another thing taken away from me like that.
Well,
I've already
then-
lost my dignity. I
Then
can't
you need
lose
to just
Minority
stop
Report.
watching TV. That's your answer.
I got burned by alphas.
You can't. The only TV you can watch is on Netflix at that point. All right. So the next show I'm actually really, really excited for. It's The Muppets on ABC, And I think this is going to be great, honestly.
I was cool until they broke up Miss Piggy and Kermit and made this other pig.
This is not the first time. Listen, I'm going to talk about them like they're real people now. This is not the first time Miss Piggy and Kermit have broken up. This has happened at least 2 or 3 times before.
Are they gonna acknowledge the breakup on the show?
Yeah. Yep. Well, they've already put it all over social media.
Then what's gonna stop Kermit from getting his ass kicked every single week?
He has a new girlfriend now. Her name's Denise.
She's gonna stop Miss Piggy?
I don't know.
It's another pig, which really makes the question: is Kermit a really like self-hating frog?
I have no idea.
He can't date a frog.
Well, maybe there's no frogs available for him. Who knows? Maybe frogs are not on Tinder yet. Who knows? I mean, maybe there's not an app for that.
I was so cool about this until they're like, yeah, they broke up. And I'm like, well, no, childhood. Do that in the show. Don't do that before the show.
They'll play it like a Jim Pam romance and get them back together.
I've already watched The Office, and that's the same font that they're using on the freaking poster that we have there.
It's shot like a documentary, too. It's shot kind of like the way The Office was. I'm interested. I love the Muppets. I grew up with the Muppets. I watched the old Muppet Show and all the Muppet movies, so I'm in. So hopefully they don't screw it up too bad. We'll see.
You know, I was feeling really good about this list until we started talking, and I've turned into a cynic for all of these. Going, oh, gonna be let down. Oh, gonna be let down. Oh, gonna be let down. I really was excited.
Listen. You won't be as let down with the Muppets as you will be with the next show.
Scream Queens?
Oh God, I'm already let down.
That's what I'm talking about.
My bar's already pretty low, and I know Fox is just going to come
a slasher show. We're going to go ahead and give Ariana Grande an acting job because that sounds like a good idea.
They did that with Nickelodeon. It was called Sam and Cat.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if she walks around talking in the cat voice,
oh my God, I'm going to slit my wrist, and I'm going to scream.
Right. It's just Ariana Grande just licking donuts every episode.
All right.
And if that's the case, then and she's like the resident donut licker that dies in episode 4.
I'm sure there's a
okay
website that caters exclusively to that. If that's what you want to watch, I mean, not far off for Fox to do it. I mean, it is Fox.
Honestly, I think if they do this right in like the campy slasher flick style, I think it could be entertaining at the very least. Which is why I'm probably going to check it out. That's just me.
Boo.
Yeah, I know. Speaking of boo, Josh, let's hear you shit all over this next show.
Oh, no, I'm so not excited to watch this show crash and burn.
Supergirl.
I'm gonna wait till I see it. Listen, best case scenario, based on my opinion right now, is that CBS completely mismanaged the trailer and it's nothing at all like we thought. Worst case scenario is somehow Supergirl is going to be a insecure teenager.
I think it's one of those. They messed up the pilot and will then correct the course.
I think it'll be 2 to 3 episodes,
second or third episode. Yeah. But
2 to 3 episodes.
You also have a lot of damage control to do from 2 to 3 episodes then, and I don't know how far you can correct a course like that.
We can all agree we're going to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to watch. We're talking about Did we say Supergirl?
I tried to. I don't know if you talked over me.
Sorry,
or not.
I said Supergirl.
Okay,
Supergirl.
I mean, Supergirl. Are we? Is this Supergirl?
So we're talking about Supergirl.
I'll watch it, and I'm apparently going to keep my skepticism shields up again because apparently that's now my thing. But okay, all right. Prove me wrong, please, CBS. For the love of God, prove another network can do DC.
Like I told you last time we talked about this, I think the whole insecure girl thing is only going to last the first few episodes. It's going to be a part of her character development, and I'm okay with that.
But is this show just going to be a continuous thing that we saw in the trailer where everyone knows who she is? Is she just going to tell everybody? Is she taking out a billboard?
Listen, first of all, she's not walking around with some glasses. She's not the master of disguise like Clark is, okay?
Actually, she does walk around with glasses. That's literally what she does.
I mean,
she wears glasses. It's the devil wears Prada.
I don't care if people know who she is. That's the point. That's not the point. I mean, Superman.
I know, but you were wrong this time, so I'm calling you out on you being wrong since you did it to me. And your hair, by the way, looks fantastic.
My hair? I know.
Yeah, it looks great.
I just got it cut.
See, I went for the high road at the end.
Yeah, well, I'm all about kicking you down.
So let's talk about some returning shows.
All right. Let's talk about some returning shows. So the first one we've already talked about ad nauseum. Especially last week. Josh might want to weigh in a little bit on it, but that is Arrow.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Josh just take this if you have anything to say about Arrow.
I was really happy about the trailer that came out last week. I know I sent that to you guys. I can't remember if you talked about it or not. And
We did.
when you were talking on the show last week about Stephen Amell's appearance on Raw and SummerSlam, it was definitely exciting. I was thrilled to see it. It's showing you the show's gotten some legs, and this one's I couldn't be more excited for it.
That's enough from.
This is the show that I'm most looking forward to.
And we won't weigh in because
already
watch the
talked
show.
But I will let CJ talk about the next one because I'm not caught up on Doctor Who.
I've got a countdown in my house ready for it. My wife is rewatching Peter Capaldi's first run. But man, season 9 is going to come up. It's already crazy. There was a prologue.
I just wrapped up season 9.
No, we're going into season
8.
8.
I just wrapped up season 8.
Gotcha.
Last night. So
it's good.
I got way too much to say about it to talk about it here.
That's a whole nother podcast. That's what that is.
I need to see some development. I'm very excited for the 50th anniversary that's coming up.
Here's what I'm expecting from this season. It's very simple. Capaldi keeps being Capaldi. I love his doctor right now. Keep doing your thing and kill Clara. That's hashtag kill Clara. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. And I don't mean like, oh, she's no longer the companion anymore. I want you to murder her in a way that you can never come back from. Anyway, that's how I feel about Clara as the Doctor's companion. Doctor Who, I swear we should just do an episode one day all about it. If you are not watching Doctor Who, watch Doctor Who, and I will figure. Josh has the Doctor Who post for beginners. Reread that article if you've never, if you read it before and you didn't watch it. Reread it again. If you've never ever read it, go check it out. The link is in the show notes, and then come back and thank us later. We will accept mini muffin gift baskets for getting you into the show. So then let's talk about another fantastic CW show that's DC related. I don't know why those two weren't together, but whatever.
They're in alphabetical order. You want to get on me
is that
about
what it is? I'm just asking.
Order.
Okay.
So this is my top show that I'm super excited for. It's The Flash back on CW, and the reason I'm excited for it is because anybody who's a fan of The Flash and the Flash universe, I just keep on hearing more news that they're doing it so much like the comic book. They're expanding the Flash family. They're bringing in other speedsters, and I cannot be more excited about this show.
I think we've also talked about this show at nauseum. You need to watch this one too.
Right. So probably.
Yep.
We'll
Speaking of nauseism, here's another show that's coming back, Gotham.
So this show, it made me nauseous to add this on this list, but I had to.
Ugh.
So here's my problem, and I'm only going to say this really quick. The first season, it didn't know what it wanted to be. Are we a Villain of the Week show? Are we a Law and Order show? Are we a mob corruption show? What are we? And I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Will I watch the second season? Probably, because my roommate TiVo's.
I absolutely
now
love.
they're adding the Joker.
Joker was in the first season. They
Right, but he's got like a big role in the second.
Yeah, no, screw that. That's not the Joker. I don't care. No, don't give me that look. I don't care. That's not the Joker.
Kind of looks like the Joker.
It kind of looks like you need to.
My favorite
Shut
thing
up.
about this, real quick, is Brian's text for this. He goes, "Whether we like it or not, Gotham is coming back."
Sorry,
Right.
So great.
I don't. I'm completely unbiased with every other show except this one.
Yeah, okay. That's a show on Fox. Let's let that.
Yeah, let's move
happened.
on. We don't like it. Some people might. That's why it's on the list.
I have been
Moving on.
told by several people who I admire and respect that I should be watching iZombie, which
and
is
I
our
am
20th
one of those
show.
people because I love this
Yes.
show. It's fantastic.
And it's kind of like when someone told me I should be watching Arrow, and I was like, yeah, I'll get to it.
that was
I'll get
me
to
too.
it.
You're welcome.
I know it was, and I never did. I mean, and then once I finally did it, I was very happy. But I don't know, something about me still can't hook on to iZombie. It looks cool. It looks like something I would love. But Josh is out because the word zombies in it.
It's a fun, like, whodunit, like, mystery of the week type thing wrapped in this zombies because they're not, like, traditional Walking Dead zombies foil. I think it's cool. I think the main actress, who I can't remember her name, is a lot of fun. She's very...
Haley McPalerson, yeah.
Right, Haley McPalerson. She's very funny. She's very, like, on the ball, and it's just an enjoyable show. I highly recommend it. It's also by the same people who made Veronica Mars. So if anybody is a fan of Veronica Mars and is not watching it, you should watch it.
Next up
Moving
is
on.
The League on
Yeah, the
FXX.
league started this week already.
I love this show, by the way, and I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time. I know, right? It's weird thing that I love this show, but I do. And this is the final season, and all I'm expecting from this final season is hilarious ass jokes, fantastic cameos, and just more taco. That's just more taco.
Taco doing taco things, and Ralph.
Taco doing taco things. It'd be good. Josh, you got me into the show, so thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, and I love the show. It's hilarious, and their league is such a joke. Like, it's not even serious fantasy football, which is what drives me crazy about it. But it's an
8-man league.
It's an 8-man league. It's just ridiculous. And the hijinks is what, because you in a fantasy football league you go through that. So there's some. That's what I like about it. But it's not. Like, when I go and I think about how serious they're being about this stupid league, I go, you're out of your mind.
The Shiva.
So next up is Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is on here for obvious reasons because it's Marvel and it's nerdy and we all love it. And they're going to continue to expand on the Inhuman storyline did in season 2. So I'm super stoked. I'm looking forward to this and what it's going to do for the future of Marvel movies, the tie-ins they'll do with Civil War and stuff. I think it's going to be really cool. I mean, I don't know if you guys have any feeling on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. one way or the other.
I watched it, and that was my impression.
Right.
Wow, you make me so sad.
Man.
When you put the review, it was, I watched this show. That kind of nerd, CJ Mellon. That's it. I mean, that's about it. My fact, I can't imagine. I don't know if this is the number on our list or the number of seasons this show has done. Supernatural is the 23rd show on our list and probably on for its...
Season 11.
Jesus Christ.
Back for its 11th season, and it's a great show. If anybody hasn't gotten into it, the way I recommend it is if you enjoy X-Files, it is X-Files with demons instead of aliens. That's it. And it's a lot of fun, very cool demon or monster of the week type show with some really overarching, huge, like end of the world stuff happening. I don't want to spend too much time on it because if you haven't seen it after 11 seasons, I don't know what else to tell you.
And last but certainly not least, and I literally mean that, the highest rated show on cable history, The Walking Dead returns, which we all know Josh just won't watch, and there's no need to discuss this. You either watch The Walking Dead or you don't, and you should. That is all. That's all I have to say about that. What we do want to hear, and I know, listen, I gotta appreciate everybody first. This is a 24 list of TV shows, and I know we were a little long-winded on this, so thanks for sticking with us. But we want to know your impressions of some of these shows. We want to hear what you guys have to say. Is there a show that is not on this list that we should give a spotlight to? Brian was kind enough to really kind of keep us focused, as much as you can with such a large collection. Or what shows are you guys going to be watching? Definitely let us know. We'll put a link to the article in the show notes. Leave a comment or hit us up on Twitter or via email. So that way we can kind of get your guys' feedback on that. Anyone have anything to add on fall shows or biggest show that they're excited for or anything like that?
My DVR is set. I'm good.
It's going to be good. It's going to be a fun TV season. I hope everything's sticking around. So let's, I hope it does, except for Gotham.
Yeah, but that's the one show that will stick around. The rest of them are screwed.
Damn you.
I hope everyone gets rainbows and puppy dogs.
I hope everyone gets a participation medal. That's what I hope.
Oh, that's so
You
awful.
participated. Thanks, Fox. So I want to go down the nostalgia rabbit hole now, because the rest of our topics are very wrapped up in 90s and early 80s nostalgia. And I want to start off with a really cool thing. And Brian had some hands-on experience with this, and Josh is very excited about it. And I've read something about it, and that's as far as my knowledge goes. The Mario Maker program.
Yes.
Who can kind of explain this thing to someone who has no idea what the hell we're talking about?
Well, everybody knows Mario and knows, how that works. So it's really just like Nintendo said, hey, here is all the tools you need to make your own Mario levels. And you go through and you just create all sorts of different levels and you unlock some different items and worlds, but you can do it in one of 4 styles. You can do it like original NES or Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario World for SNES, or like the new Wii U version. And you just kind of build and create, and you can do just kind of like Little Big Planet did. You can upload levels online. You can have other people play them. It's a lot of fun. I may or may not have spent the past 6 hours. Holy crap, 6 hours playing it.
So this game came out yesterday, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yesterday for our people is Friday, September 11th.
Yes, Friday, September 11th. That's when the game came out. And I was reading about it because I wanted to show it to somebody earlier today because I thought it was a really cool idea. And I looked for how many Mario Maker levels are available. And I didn't get an answer. What I got was an article about the most popular level that was created is called something like Don't Do Anything, right? Where you start the level and you don't move. It just rides you through to the end. Now, here's the thing. This game came out yesterday. This level was shared by its maker, who's a renowned whatever. It's been played 75,000 times.
Oh my God.
I need to find that once we're done
24 hours?
In fact, can we pause it and I'll go
find it? It's been played 75,000 times.
That's awesome.
Right. So that's the kind of thing that I wanted to share. And this is going to link to another topic that we're going to talk about. But I think when you give people the power to create and to share together and to discover things together, the whole system becomes more powerful.
So my question is, how do I partake in this experience? How do I become one of the people who can design a level, play a level? What do I
get
do?
Buy a Wii U.
I have to have
Buy a Wii U.
All right.
Get Mario Maker. It's Nintendo, dude. How do you think you're going to do it? On your Mac?
Well, because you just said that, I have to then immediately counter with Pokemon Go, which is going to be an iOS Android experience solamente. That means only.
Yeah, but that's a part of Nintendo's mobile gaming that they decided to do.
Pokemon is
why not put anyway, doesn't matter. I'm excited for freaking Mario Maker. I don't know how many times you played a level and Mario be like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if like there was a Koopa right here? Oh, boom, put a Koopa there. Do it.
Right.
It's yours. Yeah, what was it like playing it, by the way, Brian?
Huh?
What's it like playing it?
It's honestly probably the most creative I've been in a while, because you're just kind of like, oh my gosh, what would happen if I put a fish in the lava right now? And you drop, and then it becomes a lava fish, and you're like, yes, all lava fish in this level. Like, you just start screwing with people, and the internet's filled with...
Sounds like a nightmare.
I know, it's great. And you're welcome, Paul, when he plays that level.
What are the name of the little, like the mousetrap games where you start one domino and then it goes all crazy? They have a name for that.
Besides dominoes?
No, but it's like it's a kind of whatever. It's a trap, whatever. I want to see one of those levels where like, okay, break this block, and now a chain of events is going to start happening. You better get to the end of the level before a big freaking bullet comes across and kills you.
The stuff that you can do in this game is insane. Like, you can have coins shooting out of bullet bill things, and like you can have like blocks that are supposed to have harmless little mushrooms in it, and all of a sudden Bowser pops out of it, and like there's no limit to what you can do. There's also
you can have Bowser pop out of a question mark block?
You can have Bowser pop out of a question mark block.
It's bigger on the inside, that's why.
And you can then to increase the fortitude, you can give him a mushroom so he is the size of the screen. Like, and there's so many trolls on the internet, and there's levels down there that you're just like, you can't beat this level. Like, it's insane. There's a Heisenberg level. It's all blue ice, and you play as like a chrome blue Mario.
Yes.
So, interesting. I think it's fantastic. I've had a lot of fun playing it. I will have a lot more fun playing it when we're done recording here.
Go find a friend who has a Wii U.
Or just buy one yourself, because the system's worth it.
If anyone's made a level, or anyone has like some other experiences with this, I want to see it. Can you record like a video of your levels? Yeah. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, you can record it. There's already some videos posted on YouTube and stuff of some of the Mario Maker levels. By all means, yeah, you can record it, post it online on social media, and just have fun. It's just fun.
Guys, give us all your links if you ever make one. I'll put it on our Facebook page or on Twitter. I want people to be able to get to some people to play it. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, and not enough games are just fun for being fun, and that's what this is. So I think it's fantastic.
All right. So we've alluded to the next topic, but I really want to give it its due. Stop what you're doing right now. And I want you to go to our website. I want you to watch the video for Pokemon Go. And then if you are not instantly impressed by this, I don't know what we could do with you. I don't know what hope you need, what medication I need to prescribe you, because this is so fucking awesome. This is the coolest thing ever.
It's a whole new level of social gaming. I've never seen anything like it. It's very cool. There have been in recent years those sort of team games that you explore areas, whatever. But there are Pokemon placed in the real world, and you take your mobile device and go to them and catch them and train them and fight other real people's Pokemon on your phone. I think it's ridiculous. I'm not a Pokemon guy. I've never played ever.
Right.
This looks unbelievably cool.
And what's cool about this too, this is free to play. It's freemium. It's 100% free to play. Has in-app purchases, obviously, for probably like great balls and rare candies and this is quickly going to become a very expensive game once you actually get into it. And what's really cool is they made this little accessory that you can wear, and it will alert you when you're in a proximity to a Pokemon in the real world. So you can do it with just your iOS or Android device, but then you can also get this accessory.
You see somebody like at a business lunch, right? And they're in the middle of a conversation, and their little buzzer goes off. I gotta go, and they get
Charizard.
up, run outside, cross the street, find the Charizard, come back in. I'm sorry, Mr. Smith, that was urgent business.
I gotta catch them all.
Can you imagine?
I gotta catch them all.
I gotta catch them all. Yeah.
No, my thing.
I do think this is probably gonna cause some.
Yes,
it's gonna.
Someone's gonna get hit by a
There's-
car.
Somebody's gonna get murdered for their Pokemon.
It's like
DJ.
the real Pokemon world.
I'm just saying, it's gonna be something bad is gonna happen eventually with this.
Some good person is going to be terribly changed forever. I don't care.
Can you think about somebody running up on something right when you're about to get there? What might happen?
You have to battle. I don't know. My question is this: are they going to play by the rules that you have to link your credit card to it, and then after you lose a battle, half your money goes to the other person?
Oh god.
That's what happens in Pokemon. You know, if you lose your battle, you lost half your money. My other question too is how many Pokemon are going to be in the initial launch? Are we talking the original 151, or are we getting like all the Pokemon? Because the trailer, all I saw were the original 151.
I don't know.
The only person
You spotted 151 Pokemon.
No, but they didn't
but
show
all the
any
Pokemon
of
they
the new
showed were in
Pokemon.
the original.
They were all
151.
red and blue Pokemon.
I
know you have no idea what
I
I'm
have
talking
no idea.
about. That's okay.
I know what you're talking about. And listen, I cannot wait to be a Pokemaster. I will be the very best, like no one ever was. And I honestly, I watched this trailer and I almost cried. It's the most excited I've been in a long time.
You're going to be the mayor of Pallet Town?
I am going to be the mayor of Pallet Town.
I want someone to be the real Professor Oak. I want there
Josh
to be a real
Professor
person
Oak.
I could go and fly to and be like, I would like a real Pokedex, please.
And when he shows up, he's just like, "Hey, I'm sorry, what's your name again?"
I don't know the name of my grandson. But here's a Pokemon who spits fire. Go out into the world, please.
Can I pick a rival and then name him Doucheface? It's like, this is my nephew, Doucheface.
I always name my rival my best friend's name. That's what it was. It's like, what is your name? CJ. And, wow, I don't remember my grandson's name. What was his name? Rob. It's my best friend's name. Hey, look, hey, buddy, you're my rival in this game.
I imagine that's what you sounded like while playing it when you were a kid.
That's actually my real speaking voice. This right here is actually a lot of work.
Oh my gosh, so much has been explained to me.
So much work. It's kind of hard to
It's
keep
like you
it.
just explained Memento to me for the first time. My mind just got blown.
But man, this is another thing of just like video game nostalgia coming back in a way that you've never thought possible. And I mean, the amount of iOS and Android devices in the world, the world.
Yep. The world.
Like, this is going to be huge.
This is what
I don't identify with the nostalgia piece. Like, I don't identify with the nostalgia piece, but everything that they've put into this seems to me like it's not just a nostalgia piece. This is the most interesting concept I've seen for mobile devices ever.
And this is a thing that really kind of pushes augmented reality into the hands of people who either would have never given it any attention or any mind or even know what augmented reality is. and they're going to do that on a large scale, and it's going to be millions of people, hundreds of millions of people playing this game.
The thing that excited me most about that trailer is not just I have a reason to go outside, because this probably will be the only reason I'll go outside.
That's what I say. This is the reason I'm going to get exercise in this game.
It's the reason I'm going to go outdoors. The team battles that they're going to do, like team events. And like at the end of that trailer, like just the whole bunch of people like gathering to fight Mewtwo. I want to do that so bad. And if they do it in Times Square, I'm there. I don't care.
Oh, you know they will. At some point, they're going to have some kind of big thing.
How awesome will that be?
I hope it happens during New Year's Eve and it causes a riot.
Oh my gosh.
I have the Master Ball. I caught Mewtwo. No, I'm going to catch Mewtwo. Stab, stab, stab.
I'm pretty sure if you're all in the team, you're all going to get him. There's not going to be this like stab fest to try and get the one Mewtwo.
Or do they cut him in pieces based off how many people are there at Times Square?
I mean, very true. But yeah, that kind of level of thought and cooperation, it's just, I can't wait. That's going to be so awesome.
How much time do you think this was in development? Like, how much time do you think they... Because the thing is this, they also haven't given a solid release date. They just said sometime in 2016. That's it. So you got to wait a little bit.
I don't care. It's worth waiting for.
Just the fact that this is even a thing that could be real. Even if this never actually happens, the fact that this could have been real,
Listen,
I think that's a game changer.
When we were all playing Pokemon Red and Blue on our black and white screen Game Boys, that we had to make sure was in the right light so that we could actually play it correctly. You couldn't play it in the car on the dark night all the time. We never thought this was going to be a thing.
Oh, hell no.
I mean, and the fact that it is, I'm freaking 29. I'm just as excited as I was when I was 13 playing this stuff. So I can't wait.
I think this is going to be funny too, because I'm going to bond with like my little cousins and stuff like that. And you'll be like, I love this game.
Yeah, you're going to find all those people who don't have lives and jobs, and you're just going to trade Pokemon with them.
The other really cool thing is there's no data cable needed to do a transfer, guys. You can trade without...
So you can trade. So trade. I could...
Yeah.
Everywhere I travel to, if I collect something, I could bring it home to Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, that's kind of cool.
So the other thing that they did something similar to this with Google Maps. They did it for like a week. And then I think if you became a Pokemon Master, you got a job at Google. Was that like when
it was a trial run?
A trial run. So I mean, that obviously was insanely popular. That I even think that kind of took this up to another level. Saying, I think people would do this. There's a market for this.
Yeah, it's going to be the reason I go outside, and that's all I have to say about it.
It's probably going to be the reason why I'm going to be broke. I'm going to probably spend a lot of money on this game.
Very true.
More than I care to admit.
I'm going to buy so many Master Balls.
You can only buy... There's only one Master Ball in the game, Brian.
Yeah, I don't know how much it is, but I'm going to get it.
No, you earn it.
And I'm going to use it to get Mewtwo.
You can't get two. There is only one.
No,
it's like a Highlander. There can be only one.
Well, you don't know how the mechanics of this game are going to work. Maybe I can have two.
Oh my gosh, they're going to be missing gnome? Please let there be a missing gnome. I had to travel down to like the island of Madagascar and like go up and down the edge of Madagascar, and then missing gnome happens.
All right, we completely lost Josh.
What the hell just happened?
There's one person laughing, Josh, and that's all that matters. Hey, you person who laughed, you're pretty cool in my book. That means you're pretty lonely. I'm so sorry.
And that person doesn't care. Moving on.
Is there moving on? How do you top? I'm just kidding.
How do you top this? You top it with more 90s nostalgia, CJ. That's how you top it.
Oh, yeah? That's true.
Yeah, they just announced that they're going to be doing a live action / animated movie with the 90s NickToons, talking Rugrats, Ren and Stimpy, Hey Arnold, in the same vein as like the Who Framed Roger Rabbit films and Space Jam. They're doing a movie like this. I am super excited because I grew up watching all this stuff.
When I read this, I did a double take, thinking this is a prank. This isn't real. Someone's just trying to get my hopes up, and then found it in like 9 other places, and then was goddamn excited. And this is working with Paramount, right? Paramount Pictures.
Paramount owns Nickelodeon, so yes.
Right. Okay. We're dealing with. That's what I want to really kind of say is we're dealing with the source at this point. So we don't really have to fight a million people for rights for some of these shows. They can really start making things work.
I just want to see Rocco working as an actual phone sex operator and see how that plays out in the real world. That should be interesting.
I don't think they're going to do that.
He did it in the cartoon.
I know. I don't think in this day and age you can put all these shows together and include Rocco working in a sex.
Everybody
line.
who's watching this movie is my age or your age. We're fine.
I don't think you can do it.
I don't care what you think. I want to see.
But you're going to see Cat Dog, All Real Monsters, and Doug and Rugrats all on the same screen.
That's going to be fantastic.
And what's cool, there's a lot of buzz around this, and there was a lot of reports saying that none of these characters or none of these creators are going to bastardize or update their characters unfavorably. That they're going to try to keep this as close to roots as possible, so that way you don't have to have what was the Rugrats movie that was total dog crap?
The Rugrats movie. Or are you talking about the Rugrats Meet the Wild Thornberrys?
Yes, Rugrats Go Wild, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a piece of crap. Let's hope that never happens again.
See what I
Wild
did there?
Thornberrys reference, all right.
You're welcome.
Josh, did you watch any of these?
I've heard of Ren and Stimpy. I don't know what any of the rest of these are.
Like Rugrats?
Ren and Stimpy was on MTV.
Yeah, before it came
no,
to
it was on
NickToons.
Spike after it was a...
No, like originally.
It was originally on MTV. He's right.
It was on MTV.
Oh, okay.
So I remember that show. I don't know I have no idea what the rest of this stuff is. No clue whatsoever.
Well, I mean, that's to be expected. I don't know why you seem so shocked, CJ.
I'm just, even the Angry
you're looking at me like I'm crazy.
No, I just anyone who missed out on some of these shows, I feel like you missed something out of life.
Think about this. I know
there's a difference in ages here. These are
right, and I associated NickToons with Nickelodeon, which was, you can't do that on television. Like that's what I remember. I don't. When were these shows on? 90 what?
Like 93 to 97. Maybe
yeah,
Rugrats was before. Rugrats was in like 91.
13 to 17.
No, Rugrats was like, because Rugrats, I think Rugrats just had like their anniversary, like being on TV for a long freaking time. I'm gonna look it up because there's someone yelling in your car. I hear you. I'm gonna look it up right now for you. I know you're angry that we don't know this. Rugrats was 1990.
I know there's a lot of. I see it every place. There's a lot of stuff, Imager, Reddit. It's all over. I just don't. I don't get
1990
it.
was Rugrats. So I mean.
I never got into it, dude.
Well, I mean, here's the other thing. The folks who are writing it are really they're citing movies like the Lego Movie, like Space Jam, like Wreck-It Ralph as their like inspiration for this stuff. And if that's what they're drawing their inspiration from, it's going to be a good movie, whether the shows or not.
Totally self-aware, making fun of themselves, acknowledging their own Nicktoons universe, and
like Animaniacs.
Yeah, that was a great show.
Okay, so that I can connect with.
And then they're kind of going to do it, they said, also in the vein of like Justice League or the Avengers, that like they're going to mash these things together and it's going to be Nicktoons. Everyone's going to kind of meet there. That's pretty fun. I imagine this being epics at that point. See, that means very long at that point.
So completely off topic because you brought up Animaniacs. One of my favorite Animaniacs bits is Yakko is trying to solve like disappearance or theft on a cruise ship. He's in his Sherlock Holmes outfit and he's got his assistants Wacko and Dot, and he's like, search the room for Prince, and Dot finds the R&B singer Prince, and she's like, I found Prince. And Yakko goes, no, fingerprints. And she looks at Prince, she's like, I don't think so.
I do remember that one.
And like, as a kid, I had no idea, and as an adult, it's the funniest.
No,
thing
but
ever.
you see it. Yeah, you see it run back, and it's hilarious, right?
Yeah, that show's amazing. They need to do another Animaniac show.
Will this be like a TV 14 rating or what?
Well, this is going to be a movie, from what I understand.
That's what I. All right, so
I'm
PG.
I would assume it to be PG.
Here are my hopes.
They haven't said anything about it.
My hope is a PG-13 so they can do some of that shit and get away with it. In reality, to get more butts in the seat, they'll probably do PG.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be like, hey, you who were a kid during this time, who you now have kids, and I know you want them to watch something that you watched, but I know you also don't want them to, say shit at school that's probably going to get them expelled.
If it's PG, I'll take the kids to see.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and honestly, like Lego Movie, Wreck-It Ralph, they all had like kind of that adult humor in it. Every Pixar movie does it too. The adults get something completely different out of it. If they do that, it's going to be fine. As long as it's not SpongeBob sponge out of water bull crap, it'll be great.
That was awful.
I loved it. What's the problem?
I didn't see it. I'm not a fan of SpongeBob.
Oh, my
It wasn't
goodness.
SpongeBob. That was my problem. It was some weird CGI creature that wasn't SpongeBob.
It was SpongeBob.
My daughter didn't even know who SpongeBob was, and she
Your
loves
daughter is
SpongeBob.
2.
Dude, she can pick SpongeBob out of a lineup of sponges. It's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, he's the only one that doesn't have the green rough side. No green, we're good.
He did once.
I don't know.
He did have an abrasive. He did have an abrasive side.
He did have an abrasive side. You know what though, and just the sheer fact that we're talking Ren and Stimpy stuff, I always loved the little things, and it always felt like a throwback to Ren and Stimpy for me. Anytime they went on a close up of SpongeBob after getting
something gross,
no sleep or something gross, and it does that still frame, highly detailed picture that made you vomit in your mouth.
It's a clear nod to Ren and Stimpy.
I listen. I'm excited for this, and if they do this cross live action, cross animated thing, who knows what they could do? Maybe we see Salute Your Shorts or Are You Afraid of the Dark stuff. Maybe put into this later down the road. I think that'll be a lot of fun.
If they could get Christine Taylor back, they could do Hey Dude. I'm on board for that.
Hey Dude, it's a good show. Maybe they end with it's the whole thing is just an all that sketch.
Oh God. And they get Amanda Bynes out of rehab or something?
You leave her in rehab and just record that. That's hilarious within itself. Too soon?
A bit.
My apologies to anyone who ever has to go through any kind of experience like that and feel that I just diminished it in any way.
But not apologizing to Amanda.
Not to Amanda Bynes. She doesn't deserve it. She's fine. She knew what she was doing.
Oh man.
Complaints can be sent to complaints@thatkindofnerd.com. Just know that email goes nowhere, so enjoy your bounce back.
Which, you know what? If they did have an actual complaint and actually sent it to CJ at thatkindofnerd.com, it would bounce back. It would bounce back just the same.
Exactly, just verbally. He would reference it and say, I'm not changing my opinion.
He'd be like, you know what? You have really valid points, and I don't care. I don't care. Right?
Hey, thank you so much for taking the time to write in. Hashtag don't care. Sorry, not sorry. But that's not true, though. If you have something to say, you can say it, and I'll reply. I'll read it.
Just address it to me or Josh. We'll read it.
And
There you go.
It'll be handled properly.
We'll handle it properly.
So, takeaways, man. What out of this cacophony of amazingness has left the biggest impression on you? What are you most excited for out of the TV, the Pokemon Go, the Mario Maker, or this amazing 90s, NickToons film? Got you the most excited?
I think I'm excited about the concept behind Pokemon Go to see how they can integrate that into other things, other games. Because I think that concept is awesome. Marketed the way it's done, it is in the trailer, at least. It looks really cool, and it's something I'd participate in. Probably not Pokemon to a real heavy degree, but
if they made one for football, where you
that was where my head was.
Oh my God, Deshaun Jackson is right now in the Panera.
Listen, if you could catch RG3 at a Starbucks somewhere and put him on your fantasy team,
I'd throw him back. So listen, but that's where my head's at. Right, this is week 1 of NFL football, week 2 of college football. I've been completely immersed in it. I missed the second half of the Oregon game because I'm here because I love doing this. But imagine if you had that sort of Pokemon Go thing with fantasy football, right? And you had to go places to be able to draft certain play. Oh my God.
Patent pending. I don't want Apple to take this.
Take my money, Mark, of that kind of nerd.
I'm in Chicago, right, on Tuesday. I'd pick up Kevin White. And the following week, I fly to Orlando. And maybe the rule is you just need to be in the state, and I can pick up Ryan Tannehill and Devontae Parker from the Dolphins. Look at this, dude. I mean, it would be insane. It would be awesome.
I think it'd be really cool to also put this into just other things besides that. I think you got something going with fantasy football, but I mean, a live action D&D or a role playing game, and then there's a monster, there's something that you got to slay. Get people out into the world. Get nerds out of their dark corners and basements. And
yeah, if I'm saying I'm going to go outside, that's a big step. That's huge. Good
Do you know
job,
why?
Nintendo.
Because when he leaves his house, the cat to mail ratio goes up. Because right now it's very low, but it will go up once he leaves the house.
I got to keep it low. We're afraid the cats might take over one day. So I'm always
Where
home.
did you say the Pokemon were? In every bar from here to the end of the boardwalk? Yes. I found them all.
I just had to go to 151 bars.
I wonder if you have to go fishing to catch the ones that are in the water.
I wonder if there's something in it for businesses to host some things like that. I wonder if there's something that says, place this in my business.
Imagine if you run a comic book store or something like that and you want to have a big freaking league battle. You could be your own thing and just go for it. You're right. You're absolutely right. I think that's the biggest news that we talked about is Pokemon Go. I think I could talk about this for like another hour.
Huge concept.
It's crazy. Brian, are you on board for that?
I just said I'm actually going outside my house. Of course I'm on board for that.
All right.
I will put the controller down and go catch that Pikachu. I'm fine with it.
Okay, this is gone beyond insane now. Listen, listeners, thank you for sticking with us for this show. I greatly appreciate it. Josh, it was so nice to have you back. Yay! Woo!
I'm thrilled. I was look, I ramped up my traveling and most Fridays I should be around, but yesterday was just the travel day from hell, so I appreciate you guys being flexible and switching it up.
Listeners, we've got a lot of things obviously coming down the pipe in the world, and we want to make sure that we're on the top of your news radar. So do us a favor, help us out a little bit. We are definitely looking for your feedback, your input, and we want to be part of your nerd life, and we want to be a community for you. So make sure you are following us on Twitter at That Kind of Nerd. Make sure that you're liking us on Facebook. And please email any of us with any questions, comments, criticisms, or concerns. I swear to God, we actually will address them. It's our name, so it's Brian, Josh, or CJ at thatkindofnerd.com. And please make sure you spell Brian's email with a Y.
No. My name is spelled with an I. That's the only way it's spelled.
So please help that out. Also, recently I just posted an interview with a creative, awesome, nerdy friend of mine, Sarah G. It's a special episode where we're kind of talking to people who are pursuing their passions, pursuing their dreams. We would love for you guys to listen to that as well and kind of give us some feedback and some input on that experience because it's new to us, and she is absolutely amazing. We had a great conversation. And if you feel like you would be a great person that we could talk to about pursuing your dreams and just kind of helping other people in the world find their way through their nerdy life, please reach out to us and let us know. We'd love to have a chat and maybe put it on the air. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to listen to our show, making us your drive to work or your walk around the neighborhood. Please continue to support our site. And thank you so much for listening.
I just proved you wrong. Deal with it.
Boing.
So, again, I proved you wrong, and then you just don't want to admit it. Okay, CJ, I gotta tell you you're wrong again. Gosh, we are beating CJ up today. I kind of love it.
Wow, I wasn't being mean.
Maybe frogs are not on Tinder yet. Who knows?
I know, but you were wrong this time, so I'm calling you out on you being wrong, since you did it to me. And your hair, by the way, looks fantastic.
I'm telling you, I'm going to be, like, catching people and listening to the podcast, catching Pokemon.
I hope everyone gets rainbows and puppy dogs.